So Bitcoin's looking pretty nice today. It's a green day, up right now 2.21%. So last video we were talking about this kind of breakdown that we had in the market. Fell down. I call it a retest. We hit around 18.5. I was able to scoop up some Bitcoin, which was pretty nice. And I'm just holding. All I do is kind of accumulate and buy the dips. Obviously, nothing in this video is financial advice or investment advice. Always do your own research, make your own decisions, and good luck out there, essentially. So I think it's a retest. We had a breakdown earlier on in June timeframe. We hit 17.5, broke under 20K. Everyone was kind of losing their mind. Bitcoin's going to 10K and all this stuff. We bounced around. We're essentially in a sideways consolidation pattern. And we had a nice retest. So I like to see that. I was waiting for that personally. Retest did not break down. We did not make a new low. We actually made a higher low. And then after the retest, as I was saying in the last video, we could possibly see a V-shaped recovery, kind of rocket right out of that zone if it doesn't break down, which we kind of did. So we made a higher low, and we actually made a near-term higher high. So we broke down from around 1920-ish, and we're sitting at 20. We hit 22, over 22K. In my opinion, bullish. I like to see it. It looks like there's obviously a lot of bears out there, which is good. I like to see bears out there. That means that I'm a contrarian. I'm bullish long term. I don't personally care if Bitcoin goes to 15, 12, 10K, 8K. Shoot, give me a discount. I'll take the biggest discount I can get. If it goes to 3K, man, how easy is it to become a full coiner? It's a lot more easy than 22. So shoot, give me those discounts. I'll take them. And I'm planning to hold till 2024, 2025. I'll probably always have some Bitcoin regardless. So I'm a long-term hodler. And I don't mind if the price goes down because it's just a discount for me. You gotta look out, I think, to the next cycle. I look out to the next Bitcoin halving because that's when we really see the fireworks. We see a lot of development, deals, mergers, and we see a lot of during the bear market, and we see a lot of companies go bust. Terra Luna obviously was pretty awful what happened. A lot of people lost millions of dollars. And that can happen. Any dollar you put into cryptocurrency, you may as well, at least I write it off as potentially going to zero. And I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. Every dollar I put in here, if I don't see it again, I understand. I understand the risks. And there's really no one that's going to bail you out. It's not like, if you get your bank account hacked, and someone hacks 10K out of your bank account, you have FDIC insurance, you can file a claim, and that doesn't exist with cryptocurrency right now. There's no FDIC insurance, so kind of on your own, make your own decisions, and I always wish everyone luck out there. So XRP, my favorite coin, I'll probably touch on it every video. We're in this consolidation range here. Just kind of bouncing around, hanging out in the 30s. Maybe touched 40 for a second, but back and forth. Like everything else, when the market dropped a bit, so did XRP. I was able to buy a little at 31, 32, and carried on. So we shot right out of this range, and we're hanging on. We didn't break the doomsday low of 29 cents. We didn't break 30 as far as I saw on any of the platforms. So it looks like 30 cents is a pretty decent resistance. If we go below that, who knows, we might touch 26 cents or something like that. This guy, E pluribus unum X, commenting over here on the side, starting to hate XRP. I think that's pretty strong words there, man. I don't know how you can hate inanimate objects, but if you hate it, you hate it. Shout out to that guy. So XRP, where is the 10K everyone's predicting? I don't think anyone. I'm just reading random comments. Sorry, it's caught my attention. I don't know if anyone's predicting 10K. I haven't seen that. I'm looking for $5 to $8. 10K would be an absolute like insane number, which would make XRP probably worth like trillions of dollars in market cap. I don't see that happening personally. Hopefully it goes to 5 to 8. We got to see what happens in the SEC lawsuit. You know, just it all depends on the outcome of that case, I think, or at least a lot of it depends on the outcome. They've been doing good. They've been holding their own. Brad Garlinghouse, he's fighting tooth and nail. He's doing his thing. So I don't see them giving up. And as far as all the information coming out of the case, it looks like they're having some success against the SEC. So we'll see if it gets ruled a currency or decided a currency in a settlement, which I would guess that this case resolves in a settlement. It's been going on since December 2020, which is a very long time. So who knows? Maybe we'll see a settlement this year. I have no clue. I hope they do, though. I hope they wrap that case up pretty soon and they can carry on with their development. I know there was talks about Ripple IPOing as a public company, which I would imagine has a beneficial effect on the price of XRP somehow. It's bullish. Yeah, I'm bullish on it. I think we've retested some serious lows here, and I'm just buying and I'm just holding. That's it. That's all I can do. We'll see how it turns out. I'm prepared for it to go to zero. Zero or the moon. Hopefully the moon. So some news out of here. Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, also known as SBF for crypto people, makes prediction for Ethereum ETH merge, warns of potential rough transition. I agree. I think that a lot of this Bitcoin price action that we were seeing before, this V-shaped recovery, probably comes on the heels of the Ethereum merge planned for this week, actually. Yeah, it could be as early, I think, as even tomorrow. Some estimates were, I think, September 13 to 16. So it could be very well the reason why we shot out of this low V-shaped recovery right into the news of the Ethereum merge potentially happening. There's no reason that I can think of that it wouldn't happen. But remember, there's no guarantees, especially not in the crypto market. The Bellatrix was successful. So as far as I know, everything that needed to be done pre-merge has been done successfully. And I think everyone's kind of counting on that taking place. So SBF is basically saying that it could be pretty rocky. My personal theory is it can go either way. You could see Ethereum pump, or you could see buy the rumor, sell the news event. A lot of people out there are traders. They're leverage traders. There's crypto hedge funds out there. These are people who want to make money. They want to make it quick. They don't really necessarily care about the long-term benefits of cryptocurrency or underserved communities who may not have banking or the developing economies, which may not have access to bank accounts who can use crypto in its place for some degree of security. People just want to make money. Some people. So let's take a look at what SBF is saying. I do think that it's going to be, as all big transitions are, a little bit rocky at the beginning. I think there's going to be some messy activity around when it happens. I think that's sort of inevitable, both long term and probably even medium term, which is what he's saying about the crypto merge. You could see potential issues with the merge, and he talks about it here in this quick little clip from CNBC. So let's take a quick listen.
Different question, which is, this goes to, you mentioned Ethereum earlier, ETH. We have this big merge coming, which is going to effectively go from a proof of stake to a proof of work to a proof of stake situation. There are risks involved in this. And so the question is this a catalyst that takes it to another place in terms of how fast it grows? Or is this you think a big risk to the entire valuation of it?
Well, I want to yield that to Sam, because he's obviously, closer to the situation than me. I like the merge personally, but let's yield that to Sam, because he's just...
Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think long term it's probably going to be, exciting for the Ethereum community. I think it's going to allow substantially faster and cheaper processing of transactions. For Ethereum, I think that sort of was, one of the big impetuses for it in the first place. I do think that it's going to be, as all big transitions are, a little bit rocky at the beginning. I think that, there's going to be, some messy activity around when it happens. I think that's sort of inevitable, but long term, and probably even medium term, I think it's probably going to be healthy and exciting.
When you say messy, what do you mean?
I think that first of all, there are going to be some forks of this, right? Pretty likely, as you look at, some people who want a proof of work variant on it. Although, I think everyone is expecting that the bulk of the activity is going to transition, to the proof of stake, Ethereum through this merge. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people in the ecosystem who have to update software, who have to start processing the new chain. Many of those are going to be promptly ready to do it. Some of those probably are not. I expect that APIs are going to break in ways people didn't quite predict. And there's going to have to be bug fixes released on centralized entities that are trying to consume a decentralized blockchain and fail to realize that the merge has happened. I think you have protocols having, to have developers learn some new things. I don't think it's going to be, a huge deal medium term. But it's a big transition, and right. Anytime that happens, especially when it's not just one company doing it, when it's an entire decentralized ecosystem and all the decentralized and centralized entities in it trying to transition all at once, some people are going to flub the transition and take some time to clean it up.
People have called it the Y2K of crypto. The question is, remember, everybody was worried about Y2K, and then in fact, it seemed to work out just fine.
Well, listen, I mean, go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
Oh, as you say, I think it'll work out just fine for most places, but I think there's going to be some mess around the edges.
What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say that you're talking about Y2K. Let's go back to 1998 Web 1. It would take 35 seconds to get your landing page on AOL. Now look at us. Billions of people are streaming. We're so early in the space that whatever glitches that happen 5 years from now, people are going to be very happy that they were in a selection of these cryptocurrencies.
Hey, Sam, before we go, given that you've been now making investments in lots of different businesses, including Anthony's this morning, a lot of folks have been focused on the deal and your interest in Robinhood. It's a company we talk about a lot on this program. Long term, what's your plan in terms of your investment in Robinhood? What is that?
I mean, I'm excited for what I think that, could become the company, excited for what Vlad and the team is doing there. Fundamentally, I think that it was, possibly an underpriced asset, not investment advice, and obviously prices and markets have changed. But I think that there's big upside given the huge amount of mind share that it has captured.
But is that a company you would ultimately want to control and own in its entirety? Do you feel like you compete with that company in many ways? And so how do you think about those two component parts?
Who knows what the future holds, but as of right now, I'm just excited for them to drive it forward.
And he talks about APIs, so just to go over that real quick. Application programming interface. So essentially, an interface can be thought of as a contract of service between two applications. So he was talking about how there might be some issues with APIs, basically applications that talk to each other. It's just to add some clarification there. So, Bitcoin bounce we talked about. Some people are saying that this could be a bottom. I don't know. Like we talked about earlier in the video, it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, in which case you could see a new low for Bitcoin in the crypto market. Who knows how strong sell pressure comes after so many people are anticipating the bullishness for this event. Just like you see some companies, they have catalyst, they have some news, some new item coming out, and we see it in NASDAQ listings when a company's going from OTC market to the NASDAQ. Everyone's bullish, prices running up, they list, and sometimes it just falls like a rock. It happens. So I don't know. It could go either way. Looks like we're forming a base according to this article around 19K. I'm pretty happy in the 20s. I feel pretty comfortable, and we'll see if that support holds. And this is what we were talking about before. If the traditional economy is doing pretty well, if equities are if equities are bouncing, there's no reason to really think that Bitcoin is going to nuke. I like this choice of words, to 12 to 13K anytime soon. I agree. We'll see. And also, some of this depends on the Fed and how aggressive they're going to be hiking rates. I think we might get a 75 or 50 basis point hike in the next meeting. I don't know. But if that happens, sometimes there can be like a brief bearish response and some selling off. It also depends on what Jerome Powell says during these meetings, of course. So, yep, that's what's going on here. I'm just holding. And seeing what the market does. I don't know. No one can really predict these things. The Ethereum merge, which is kind of all eyes on this. Hopefully it goes smoothly. And a lot of it is the ESG narrative. People are throwing mud at Bitcoin, saying it's environmentally unfriendly. Where there's a big argument to be made that banks consume a lot of energy as well, the banking system. So what are we comparing Bitcoin to relatively, right? Anything that does work consumes energy, right? That's just physics. But does it consume more or less than the next best thing or the current best thing? The new system will consume 99.95 less energy, talking about Ethereum. 99.95% less energy. This makes me very bullish on the asset Ethereum. I think that companies will be more apt to invest in Ethereum, considering there's a big push for environmentally friendly assets. And I think that they can say, hey, we waited, we didn't invest in Ethereum because we're pro-environment, and now that it's, dropped 99.95% in energy consumption, we're buying it. So it makes companies look good. It's like if Ethereum had a publicist, this would be a great look for that asset. Bitcoin halving clock. It's fun to check in sometimes. I like to see how long we're waiting till the next halving, because really this is my plan. Buy, hold. I don't really do a lot of this day trading stuff or swing trading stuff. I just buy and I hold. My theory is I could lose it all. History, if we look at the on-chain metrics and Bitcoin charts, it shows that each halving, when the difficulty increases for Bitcoin mining and essentially the supply gets cut in half, simple supply and demand economics say that the price will rise, and it's done so each halving. We saw a really fantastic surge in the Bitcoin price from the beer bug thing that went on in 2020. And we saw the surge from 3K approximately to about 69K, we call it 70K. So, you could do the math on that multiple. That's a gigantic run up. Fell back down to approximately 19s. We hit 17.5 as a low. And I don't see any reason why in the next halving we can't hit that sought after price of 6 figures, 100K each Bitcoin. That's my personal target. Again, nothing in this video is financial or investment advice. Make your own decisions and be prepared for anything you invest in to go to zero, especially cryptocurrency. Just an outlook to have. Don't invest money that you can't afford to lose, because it's just stressful, and it's going to make investing decisions more emotional if you are counting on this money that you put into the market. Just my personal opinion here. So 554 days, 16 hours, 34 minutes, 27 seconds, and a bunch of milliseconds. So countdown begins. I'm very excited to see what the economic outlook is during this year, and to see what the Bitcoin price does in 2024 going into 2025. Hopefully breaking that 100K. A lot of people thought we were going to hit 100K in the last cycle. A lot of smart people were looking at 100K. I know a guy I respect, and I watch a lot of his videos, Big Boy Crypto. He was looking at the 100K mark. I'll tell you, it got me too. I didn't catch the top. I was looking at 100K. All eyes were on that. We were looking right. The market went left, and they sold everything out at 69, which is a kind of an ironic number. I'm like, a lot of charts are like precisely 69000.00. So I don't know. Maybe some big players were having fun with this number. But yep, they got me. Just goes to show you, no one can predict these things. You just have to buy. Well, I just buy, hold, and wait. You guys do whatever you want. You don't do anything. So, Bitcoin halving clock. Check in on it. Hopefully, it motivates you. The Giga Chad himself, Michael Saylor. MicroStrategy files to sell up to $500 million of stock to fund Bitcoin purchases. Michael Saylor, a lot of people call him, he's known on the streets as Giga Chad, but he's the former CEO of MicroStrategy, and he has been a Bitcoin bull. Some call him a maxi. He's been very bullish on the asset class. He used to be quite against it back in the day. And I trust people who are able to change their mind like that. It actually gives me more confidence, and you know what you're talking about, because you were against it. And it's actually quite hard for some people to change their opinion and do a 180. I respect it. So, a filing Friday with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission revealed this stock offering, which can be used for general corporate purposes, including the acquisition of Bitcoin. So it's not necessarily that they're going to buy $500 million of Bitcoin. They might, I don't know, but it's up to. I think it's safe to say he's going to buy a ton. So, yeah, since 2020, he's used money raised from stock and bond offerings to purchase about 130K Bitcoin, worth more than $2 billion. So he's going for multiple billions of Bitcoin. I don't know if there's a bigger bull out there. Is it good for MicroStrategy's stock price? That's kind of a tongue twister there. MicroStrategy's stock price. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of it depends on how Bitcoin does, because when you buy that much of an asset, it kind of ties your security that you have, your stock, to the price of Bitcoin, which is more or less a commodity. So also it looks like stock fell about 1.5%. Trading. Okay, so the stock fell following the announcement of a stock offering, which will dilute the value of existing shares. So I'm not sure how shareholders feel. I'm a shareholder of MicroStrategy, full disclosure, but I'm not sure how other shareholders will feel about this purchase. I'm fine with it personally. Go for it. It's essentially making like a Bitcoin proxy because you're buying so much Bitcoin that it's essentially starting to really trace the price. The more you buy, the tighter the correlation. So very interesting, very bullish. Good to see bullish news out there, and I think this actually contributed to some of that market pump that we've seen recently. GBTC is probably the closest thing out there. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust to probably the closest thing to a Bitcoin ETF. It tries to track the price of Bitcoin. It's not exact, but you can see if you superimpose both charts, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. For people out there who don't want to buy Bitcoin for whatever reason, and you like the peace of mind of buying through Robinhood and owning security, those people buy GBTC. I don't really. I have a little bit, but I much rather just buy the coin. The coin has some use. You can stake it. You can take it offline. You can hold your private keys. You can't do that with securities, which is kind of the whole thing with Bitcoin. This is just like, in case you're not too familiar with Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. GBTC is an over-the-counter investment product that only invests in Bitcoin. It is offered by Grayscale Investments, the world's largest crypto asset management company. GBTC trades as a security, so it can be bought and sold like a stock. In this way, it acts as an alternative to buying Bitcoin on cryptocurrency exchanges, pretty much what we just went over. Ethereum merge countdown. So you see a trend. I kind of like these countdown clocks. 2 days, 15 hours, 8 minutes. And this is a rough estimate. I don't think anyone can say exactly to the minute, or maybe not even to the hour or day, when the merge will happen. It depends on a lot of technical factors. So difficulty, hash rate, etc. How fast this can get done. It really depends on the network itself. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully this week. I don't see a reason why it won't happen. As far as the price, which a lot of people are of course interested in, I have no idea. I think we'll run up into the merge. I think that's a given. I don't see much pullback potential until the merge happens. When the merge happens, or like right before it happens, we could see some pullbacks. I don't know. I think it could very well be a buy the rumor, sell the news, and we could see a pretty major correction after the merge takes place, kind of dumping, what they call dumping on retail, right? So a lot of the more sophisticated investors believe that people get hyped or FOMO, etc., pumps up the price, and then the more sophisticated investors who just care about making money dump it, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I think long term this is good for Ethereum, and long term I'm a holder personally. I think the ESG news is very bullish, and who knows, we could see some major players come in now that it's more environmentally friendly. We saw the BlackRock news in my last video. You can check that out, where BlackRock partnered with Coinbase. This is all coming very convenient timing. So BlackRock provides institutional investors with a way to buy cryptocurrency. So it could be that they have some word on the street that maybe some players want to get involved now that it's a bit more publicity friendly. So we'll see. I don't know. My hope is that it doesn't drop too crazy, yeah. And hopefully we'll see some major announcements of players getting involved with the Ethereum asset. So good luck out there. If you stayed till the end of the video, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you've dropped a like and subscribed, super appreciative as I get this channel started up here. And hopefully the audio is a little better than last time. I made a little small investment in a microphone here to have some better clarity. So good luck. Happy investing out there if you're an investor, or if you're just here to learn a little bit about cryptocurrency markets. I hope you took some value from the video today. All right, all the best, much love.